Excuse me. Hello, everybody. Chris Wood here. Welcome to my channel for anyone that might tune in. I'm going to get right to the point. The reason I am on here is I am a 5-year revenge retaliation victim of Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police. 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago, maybe, I found out about human trafficking and human exploitation for monetary gain that were taking place in Napanee out of a place called the Morning Star Mission. I started talking about it. I started warning about it. As a result, August of 2019, ex-O.p.p chief, Lennox and Addington, Napanee, Ontario, at a previous address on the corner of Bridge and Center Street, drove by me. He waved. I waved back. When I waved back, a black truck pulled up beside him. They pointed something and they shot it. I had something go into my right ear. I was having problems after that. November 2019, I go to the hospital, the local hospital, to get a CAT scan finally to figure out what is going on. One of the women that are involved, mental health worker Stacey, was at my appointment. After I got my CAT scan done, I wasn't satisfied with the results. I asked for copies. I was told I was not getting them and that I needed medication. I had not been to a damn hospital or a doctor in approximately 7 to 10 years prior to this, and then all of a sudden this is happening. So anyway, not satisfied with what was going on, I decided I would go to Kingston General Hospital. I go there because at the time I had long hair and tattoos. They got a phone call from somebody stating that I was a suicidal self-harmer. Not true in any way, shape, or form. I was there to find out what was happening to me and to try to get help. And I'm certainly not a suicidal self-harmer. I'm about life, and that is 100% bullshit. But it worked at the time to prevent me being taken serious. So I end up leaving. I end up going back another time, and they get a phone call stating about drugs that I do not do. I smoke marijuana. I am against drugs. I do not even drink alcohol. Anybody who knows me knows I'm against drugs. I've lost too many friends and family. At one point in time, yes, back, but not since 2012. I am actually clean and sober from that junk and want nothing to do with it. After I was shot in August of 2019, I started getting stalked by this guy. He was living here in Napanee at a place called at 34 Water Street in Napanee called Queen Elizabeth Apartments. After I was shot, I would go out everywhere I would go. He would show up constantly. I mean, I would step out my door and he was always right there, sometimes going by from first thing in the morning till sometimes 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Constantly walking by, or I would come out, go downtown to do whatever, and he was always right there, just like clockwork, knowing my exact whereabouts. Come to find out, he is a child sex slave trafficker. He goes by many names: Bill Woldridge, Bill Cooldridge, James Bubbles, Robert Cross, Stephen Mabin. Come to find out, he thinks that he and I were switched at birth. He thinks that he is my dad. He was also stalking my mother in 2019, 2020. And he caused my mother's death, a 77-year-old woman, and it was done with intent. But anyway, he believes that he is Harry Potter. He thinks that he and I were switched at birth. Highly delusional, very psychotic. Leader of the Hardy Boys. Financial thefts and frauds, identity thefts and frauds. welfare pension frauds, rapes, drug trafficking, meth labs, and murder. One Blair Hardy, who is also guilty of murdering my mother with the one known as Bill Wooldridge, who is actually approximately 70 years old now, bald, glasses, goatee sometimes, and lives in Napanee on the corner of Bridge and Center behind the law office. Blair Frederick Hardy, the one I just said. There is a Tyler Teabag Lake. He is guilty of animal tortures, guilty of attempted murder on me with intent to commit. He is a drug trafficker and a meth head for one Robert Kane 7224. Jason Gimpy Two-Step in Allstein, who is a meth head, who is a drug trafficker, who is a crackhead, who sells laced fentanyls to commit overdose murders, to be above suspicion of it. He's guilty of being involved with my identity theft, which has taken place, which I have shown and proven. I have been injured, tortured, mutilated, seriously skull deformed, brain injured, with 100% proof since this has happened to me, and I have not been able to get any help because of the lies against me and being medically blacklisted after I got my CAT scans done. O.p.p. that are involved that are very seriously dangerous. They're human traffickers, sex slavery traffickers, and they're guilty of murders and attempted murders with intent to commit for revenge retaliation. Ex-O.p.p. Chief, once again, Staff Sergeants Yrs 2019-2021, kidnapping and sodomy sex assault. Shannon Cork, Dave Weese, Robert Lucas, Stacey, the mental health worker that was Daily Tea Company in Napanee, now Kingston, and girlfriend to one Dr. Margie V, aka Tatiana V, the one that had me medically blacklisted and a name and file falsifier. She is the one that assures crimes. There is a Shelley Haffner, a Shannon Cork, or Shelley Haffner, guilty of kidnapping May 27, 2021, 24 hours after asking for help with what has taken place with me. Done in an attempt to shut me up, done to get my blood and my piss, which they did. And then ended up leaving, being falsely arrested because no criminal record or history, being falsely arrested and charged in an attempt to criminalize me to be above suspicion of the crimes that they are guilty of and committing, while blaming me with 100% proof, having doctors criminally and negligently discriminate against me, having them falsify files against me because of lies and bullshit of having long criminal record and history, not true in any way, shape, or form. No history or knowledge to anybody of this that's involved with this since it began or before it began. Hardy boys that are involved, untouchables, like I said, the Blair Hardy, the Bill Wooldridge, the one with many aliases, Tyler Teabag Lake, Jason Two-Step Van Alstyne, Ray LeBlow, who is a child groomer, who is a drug trafficker, who is guilty of torturing my dog in 2023 and murdering him with Tyler Lake. There is a Dale Hartwick who is now involved working with him for O.p.p. for drop charges. He is a rat informant for free drugs and drop charges of a stabbing he committed. His boyfriend, Tony Axel Rose Hearns of Napanee, he's a redhead guy on the corner of Bridge and East Street, around that area. They are untouchable, unarrestable. They are drug-fed, money-paid pieces of shit who are untouchables. I go through constant skull deforming on a daily basis, which I have many pictures and videos to show and prove my words. while being called a delusional, hallucinating retard, and even being physically changed, having pictures and videos to show it and prove it, that it's happened, and still not being able to do anything about it because of the lies against me. Doctors, cops, justice of the peace, making accusations about being high on marijuana and hallucinating being sex assault because it was done through the cops and boss Bill Wooldridge. Obstructions, accusations, having me falsely arrested and charged before it was done to her. The very same day I went to get private prosecution, and then I go to a hospital to get help, and next thing you know, I'm surrounded and getting arrested. The very same day I tried to get private prosecution once again on all these involved, including the justice of the peace, but it was done to me first. O.p.p, or this is how they're trafficking, framing, and killing, getting away with it above suspicion, using the doctors who are co-committing and covering up their crimes with criminal negligence and intent. Marky V, a.k.a. Dr. Tatiana V, the one name and file falsifier, medical blacklister, and the girlfriend to Stacey. Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. Barton, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. Waldron, Dr. McGregor, triage nurses, 3 of them, and even a paladin security guard, along with ex-CEO of the hospital and patient relations who had me falsely charged and conspired for naming names of doctors and naming crimes of what was taking place. So as a result, they co-conspired, I believe, to have me charged for harassment, for wanting doctors charged for crimes that they are criminally negligent of. And then it happened again through Wayne Coveyduck, ex-CEO, who also had me kicked out of the hospital one time, causing me the lung damage that I have now. I have lumps in my chest. My skull gets completely and totally deformed on a daily basis. It's been completely and totally split. I've shown it and proven it while being called a liar. My eyes change color on me. My head goes from flat to round, from long to short, from wide to elongated. There's nothing I can do about this. I know exactly how I am being injured and tortured, how I am going through this. And conveniently, the ones responsible, because they are co-offenders and accomplices with and for O.p.p, they cannot be arrested without $22,000 extortion. The Bill Wooldridge again, the Blair Hardy, Tyler Lake, Jason Van Alstyne, Ray LeBeau, a Burt Hustler who was allegedly an NHL hockey player for the Philadelphia Flyers and Hartford Whalers. He is a pillhead. He is a sex slave trafficker, and he's guilty of attempted murder. All because of me speaking of the police crimes I've been through this, and me being the end of my bloodline as well. I'm losing more and more of my own true memories while I am being injured on a daily basis and not being able to do a damn thing about it. Time has been bought. Damages are done. 5 fucking years of going through this for revenge retaliation because of me speaking of O.p.p crimes. I have pictures to show what looks like tubes coming up in my throat. It's not there now, but I have pictures to show. Look at my throat right now. My Adam's apple is gone. But I have pictures to show a tube comes up in my neck gets elongated, and the tube comes up in my neck, and it goes around to the back of my neck, up through the back of my head. That's certainly not normal. No surgeries either, prior to after being shot in 2019. Complete and total mutilation of my back and my spine with proof being completely and totally distorted and out of with proof showing it and still not being able to do anything about it, because if I was to go to the hospital, they'd brush it off and call it a delusion, hallucination. That's what they've been doing all along, trying to make this look like a fucking mental disorder or something else to be above suspicion of the crimes that they're guilty of in their attempt to get away with it, while trying to fuck me over, trying to turn this around and gaslight and make it look like it's me. No, it's not. I am the victim here, and I'm not playing the victim card, but I am the victim here. They are the perpetrators. They are the predators. They are the ones that are guilty. So damage is done. Congratulations. I'm completely and totally fucking deformed. I have no feeling in my head or my face. Complete total hypoxia on a daily basis. Being burnt, my brain being burned out of my head with proof. Maybe not so much the burning out of my head, but deforming and everything else that's taken place. My tongue has been split. My teeth have been rotted out of my fucking head. I used to have good teeth, but not anymore, obviously. I'm being tortured. I'm being mutilated. I'm being turned into look like whatever. But anyway, I am the victim of 5 years revenge, retaliation, and full physical identity theft. So damage is done. I now look like a lot of the different of these pieces of shit. If they could be arrested, but they are above the laws, and O.p.p. cannot and will not touch them, because they can certainly implicate everybody in their crimes too. So therefore, that cannot and will not happen. If anybody wants to see more proof of what I'm talking about, Christwood, ChristWood on Facebook, CHEIS.Wood 1972 Instagram, Chris Wood Napanee TikTok, where I have many pictures and videos also on my channel, my YouTube channel as well, to show and prove the crimes taking place against me. How O.p.p. are causing murder to missing, identity thefts and frauds, doing what they're done to me for 5 fucking years, while being medically blacklisted to prevent me helping proof. I now look like a fucking crackhead because of this done to me. And I'm not taking a fall for any one of you. I'm saying that right now. I'm not taking a fall for anybody because of this being done to me. You are pieces of shit. Lawsuits are coming. $150 million to one Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police, because of the crimes you are guilty of for 5 years through the Hardy Boys against me, while aiding them and being accomplices every step of the way. Possibly the Justice of the Peace, $150 million. The hospital and doctors, $150 million, because I can prove my crimes. And mental health, another $150 million. I know it's not going to solve nothing, but because damages are done and me being the end of my bloodline as well, it won't solve nothing. But it will sure break your friggin' human trafficking, sex slavery trafficking, drug trafficking, human buying and selling and murdering and cover-up organized crime that's taken place. Poor, elderly, disabled, homeless are the targets, because they know once they cast their lies, you're pretty well screwed. Once they cast their labels against you, no matter how much you can prove, you're still screwed. And I have proven that. There was also another guy named Robert Berry, and he has a boyfriend named Robert who is a serious meth head. He also has HIV, AIDS, and he is also going around spreading it knowingly to victims as well. So that's another thing that's taken place. They are also they're going around, this dude is going around spreading his fucking diseases as well. Sex offending pedophile garbage. Anyway, I'm going to get off here. I hope everybody has a good day. I hope this is seen, and like, share, and subscribe, because it's very serious. And if anybody wants to see proof of what I have been saying, I can more than give it. Love all, hate none.